Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we are going to be showcasing a promo character, Mia. And as you can see, she is quite a young character. Her I'm not really sure about her helmet. It is a cat dabbing. I'm not 100% sure if dabbing was a thing before the apocalypse started, so this would have had to be made after the apocalypse. I'm not really too sure about that one. But this character is obviously quite young. There is a bit of backstory that her parents turned and killed her younger sister, and she had to kill her parents. Would have obviously hardened her quite a bit. And she had to go into basically a life of crime in the apocalypse, basically stealing from whoever she could to survive, because she had to fend for herself. She was trying to steal from someone from Sanctuary, who is obviously a savior, was caught, taken to Negan, and Negan seemed to like her style, and she's been part of the Saviors and living at Sanctuary ever since. So she is part of the Savior group, and I do like that they're bringing this in. I've still got my theories that potentially in the future things could change in terms of synergy style things in the game, and there's so much that could be done there, but that's a topic for another video. And we'll look at the character itself, and she has got 1,500 attack, 1,821 defense, 2,036 HP. Her trait is alert, and her role is damage. Her rush is called Turnabout Marring, and it has a 76 AP cost, deal 2,500 maim damage to one enemy, so instant kill pretty much the majority of offensive characters. So on a defensive team she's going to be very, very powerful, and revive one teammate with 50% of their max HP. Now that's quite powerful rush. I think just that rush alone would be 100% powerful, but active skill revive with an initial cooldown of 3 is like, we're not sure if this rush is good enough. Will people want to buy it? Yes, they would. You do not have to have an active skill as well that is really, really powerful, and that's what she's got, a really, really powerful active skill. She's effectively, to a certain extent, a Generation 2 version of Gabriel, who had active revive and rush revive. Obviously, the thing about Gabriel was that he could do a full cleanse. Thank you for not putting a full cleanse on here, because I'm pretty sure there was probably one iteration where they had a full cleanse on here. Like, yeah, that would be too... Yeah, you know, it would. Active skill revive, very powerful. Again, these two working together, very, very powerful. Doesn't need too much more, but it does have more, because there's a specialist skill that is outlast. And outlast, the way it works now, is that regardless of what happens, when you kill a character, they get 100% AP. So they have to be impaired, they have to be confused, they have to be taunted, they have to be stunned. And that way you can stop outlast from happening. However, people can cleanse those things just before that person obviously dies, and they will still rush. And that's, like I said, on a defense team, that's most likely going to be an 100% kill with that 2,500 maim damage and the revive. If you haven't managed to decapitate characters, because obviously, you know, the access to decapitate characters is quite hard right now to get a hold of a decent one. We did get Leon recently in the store, but he's obviously like a Generation 1 character with the sort of attack damage that he's got with less than 2,000 attack. She hasn't got an attached weapon, so she's instantly going to be quite strong in terms of you just going to be able to put her weapon straight in her hands. And the thing that is obviously makes her even more powerful is that she doesn't have to scale off of her attack in terms of the amount of damage she's going to do. That's never going to change, but she's just going to be made ultra defensive. She's got decent defense stat already with 1,821 defense and 2,036 HP. You can just put defense and HP on everything, weapon, mods, and she'll just be so tanky. There's no downside to this character. It's exactly the same as Zachary, where like he doesn't need to have any attack to still do damage. And this character is just like one-shot material everywhere. And she's very, very powerful. Obviously, I have talked about it in terms of the difference between released free-to-play characters and released promo characters. There's a big difference in terms of the amount of damage output that they can do. Now, this is the defensive character. His role is damage, but his role is not damage. His role is not damage. This role is basically a support character, and it's just going to one-shot people as it does it. Very, very interesting, but definitely a great character. If it was a free-to-play character, it would be probably the best damage character in the game in terms of like how powerful it is. And I'd say it's just a decent promo character. And I'd say most people would probably want to pick this character up, especially with the sort of promo characters that this character could slot in with. You know, the Donnie leads or the Lydia leads, and you've got things like Dr. Stevens, Raven, Zachary, Negan. These fast and alert characters is really good. And I did do something for fun on my stream yesterday. We counted how many free-to-play characters have been released that are alert within Generation 2. And it's 1. It's literally 1, and it's Donnie. So as a free-to-play character, you can't even use him for primarily what he'd be used for, which would be a leader. And Mia is the 27th promo character to be released within Generation 2, and she's the 8th alert character to be released within promos. And like I said, versus free-to-play versus that accessibility versus 1 free-to-play alert character. You can't build a team with 1 character. So Donnie is definitely a promo leader, just released within legacy characters. Obviously, I think Mia is very powerful. There is going to be a collection circled around her as well with the new missions. They're going to introduce a 5-star Mia mission that's going to be in conjunction with the museum, and where you need to collect 10 ice keys. And if you have 5-star ascendable Mia, you claim an additional legendary Mia in the museum. So if you manage to pull 5-star version, you can get another version. So there's going to be teams running around with 2 of these. And she's very powerful, obviously. You have to CC her before you kill her, because she's guaranteed to get her rush. And there's not a lot of characters that people have right now, it's sort of like in the wider version of the game, that can actually do all the things that are required right now in terms of CCing a character. Like, guaranteed you have to CC this character before you kill her. You also have to decapitate her, really, because a lot of teams are going to run around with 2 of her. So it's going to be definitely frustrating for a lot of people. This character is very overpowered. And in the last 109 days, there's been 1 free-to-play legacy released. It was Douglas 109 days ago. Then we had Sawyer released in those 109 days, and nothing since. So nearly in the last 4 months, we've had 1 legacy ascendable, and Sawyer was the definition of useless. Unfortunately, nowhere near the sort of power that we're seeing within promo characters. Considering the rate at which legacy characters are released, they should be extremely powerful when they're released, because they're just not released fast enough right now. And we get another really strong promo, another really hard promo that we're going to have to deal with. Right before War Weekend, no doubt there's going to be people getting their hands on this character already. I'm just looking forward to the really defensive towers that aren't needed in War right now. And we'll see. The AI needs to be improved still quite a bit. I've tested it out still, and there's a lot that needs to change in this game. But I guess it's always time for a really overpowered promo to just be thrown in and alienate the majority of your community, who is pretty much on the edge right now. But hey, what do I know? I only played the game for 4 years. So that's it. That's Mia. She is a really strong character. She is going to be a promo character. And if you get her as a 5-star, you could potentially... It's going to be quite expensive to do this, probably, in terms of the 10 ice keys that you have to actually get to be able to get to. But whales out there you can get your hands on to pretty easily, I would assume, for yourselves. But that's it on my video. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.